It's a supercharged H2 Kawasaki.
Supercharged bike?
And it's been severely played with, and it's got 236 horsepower, this bike.
Wow, that's bonkers.
And
what's a normal bike running?
Around about 200.
Oh wow, right.
I've never driven or ridden anything as fast as this in my life.
It's crazy. Now, bearing in mind, for anyone who doesn't know, famous race car driver here, who used to race F40s. There's something else as well, though.
Oh yeah. A few Ferraris and some Alphas.
So you're used to quick cars, so if something's scaring him, it's quick. Both. These here are a bit of me, and these are what are now classic, whereas I had these on the wall.
You're right.
I just think that, yeah, whereas these are almost new for you, aren't they, compared to all the other stuff?
They've come to a time now, and that's what I mean, it evolves, doesn't it?
Investment type of thing, how much are we talking for something like this now? Ish. 100 and...
No.
Not as much?
No, 360. What's the 360 cost? You see, you have to. If you buy a manual, which you do have to have a manual. Okay. They're more money.
Right.
What's a manual? 360.
So manuals went through the auctions on Sunday for just under. Oh, it's £55,000.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one.
That was 38,000 miles.
Yeah. But this one's done 5,000 miles.
Yeah.
And it's a manual.
Yeah.
And it's got carbon seats. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than this.
And 430, of course.
430 and a non-red car.
Yeah. And what's that going to be worth then?
165.
Wow.
This car is a unicorn.
I'm going to say but you could get a red one of them in an auto for 100 grand, couldn't you?
Well, actually, there's a red one for sale with 13,000 miles at 165.
Oh wow.
With
so
non-sport
you can't really
seats.
get a cheap one
No,
of these.
there's only one for sale.
Oh,
This is going to be number 2.
These are relatively cheap at the moment. So are these, is this a good buy if I'm going to buy a Ferrari?
Yeah, you pick an F1 gearbox car up for 50,000. Yeah, 40,000 even, depending.
You know, there's an opinion that they're actually prettier than the model after it.
I mean, yeah, I'd like the back end of
this. There's a market
for
both of them for different reasons.
Yeah. So you know where to come if you want to buy a Ferrari. Italia Autosport, there we go.
1975 is when I started my Ferrari career. So this year is my 50th.
Wow.
And when I'm in a party, like you won't believe, in June.
Right.
To celebrate my 50 years, and I have a century as a Ferrari man.
Wow.
And what's ridiculous about that is not many of us left. They're all sort of, the kids are doing it now, you know, the sons are doing it now. So the old guy, and I work 8 days a week on this job, you know, so it's my life. And I'm never going to retire, you know, this is awesome.
This is what I was brought up on. Proper calendars. That is what I'm talking about. How good is that? How old's this? 90. That's brilliant. Honestly.
That's why Annie is in a ginger wig with suspenders and stockings on.
Yeah, that's how it should be. That's how it should
Isn't it? Enzo is famous for saying that this was the prettiest car in the world, which
Enzo Ferrari said that Jags.
There is a Pogson version of that.
Okay, go on.
Well, it was Enzo and Mr. Pininfarina and Mr. Scagaletti who built the body. They all went out on the pits in Modena on Friday night.
Yeah.
And they got through about 4 bottles of Lambrusco or something. And Mr. Pininfarina said to Enzo, "Have you seen that new car that William Lyons is building over in England?" And Enzo said, "It's the prettiest car in the world."
Are these going for good money now? Is this quite a good investment, or have you missed out on this one?
I think the thing is on his arse at the minute. And
oh really? So this is quite a good buy?
I think it would be. They were ridiculous.
I saw that, yes, and it went up to, what do you reckon the decent one of these went for?
They're all different sorts of prices, and they've all been restored, and some very badly, so it's reflective.
That's going to affect.
This is actually very good. I've got a non-Ferrari myself.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm a petrolhead, so I can watch a single cylinder station engine just as well as I can watch a V12 Merlin engine out of Spitfire. So when I say your money's better in a Ferrari, it's not through being biased. It's just the best name in the business. And
I would put my money into a Ferrari.
you put your money into a Ferrari.
Is this a regular customer's client, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Well, that car. It's first owner. It's in the service book. But the first owner of this car was a fellow called Jeremy Clarkson.
No. Is this a typical service, or is this like once every
3 years?
So every three years you've actually got to drop the engine.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not as dramatic as it looks.
No, it's not.
But I tell you what I do when we get to this stage, I look at it and I think, God, what could you weld that into the back of?
Put it into something else.
A minivan.
Yeah, minivan, God. Was it actually Jeremy Clarkson?
Yeah.
Really? Oh wow. So this is one of Jeremy Clarkson's, I'm assuming, older cars that he
I think it'd be second 355 because he had when they first came out in '95, it's slightly different spec. He had one straight away and he killed the model before it. He's killed it dead.
Really?
So I think this will be the second one.
Wow. So there you go.
And there's plenty of photographs on the internet with this registration number on it.
Oh really? Wow. So there you go. Jeremy Clarkson's Ferrari.
I'm running it in for him, and before it goes back to Ireland, so we'll just never find the opportunity. But I've got to do the last couple hundred miles. I'm nearly done.
So when you've done a rebuild on a Ferrari, it's the same as any motor. You've got to do X amount.
In the old, well, you know what? You don't have to in a modern car the same way.
But an old school car.
Old school car. You run it in the old-fashioned way.
How many miles are we talking? Ish.
600.
Oh wow, really? 600 miles.
You know what? Taking it up to a revs and then revs is the worst thing you could do to run an engine in.
All right.
And once you've taken maybe 100 miles off it, then you can accelerate hard and then let it cool down. And you work the metal.
Okay.
And that's a better engine. So I told him that. So would you run my engine in?
Wow. So you basically have to build it and then run it in.
He's going to let me run it.
Wow. This looks familiar. Is this just a standard service again?
Yeah, well, with some bits and pieces. We've done some bits and pieces with it as well. The condition of the cars that we look after are like this. We don't. If someone says, I don't want you to do this sort of detailing, we actually don't want to do the work.
Yeah, you don't want that client. You only want people that are.
Our reputation is this.
Well, I know, yeah. So, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So this is a brand new Maserati.
What do you mean new?
It's brand spanking new as this car.
As in no one's done
and
that.
It's 2003.
What plate is that? Is that Ireland? I don't have a clue, I've never seen it. What is it?
It's Italian export plates. So that's why it's brand new. It was picked up from the factory and put in a collection.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah. Wow. It's done about 800 miles.
But how old is that actual car though? Oh my God.
2003.
Bloody hell, so it's 22-year-old.
So we're recommissioning it.
Wow, for a client who was bought it recently, I would assume.
No, his father had it in his collection, so we're waking it up.
Wow.
New tyres and things aren't working. Want to sleep.
Are Maseratis known for reliability or not?
This is an interesting thing because Ferrari, all Italians, Alfa and Maserati, they're a bit brittle side of German things.
Yeah.
Well, German cars are built without a soul. They leave that on the shelf in Germany. So Italian cars are built with a soul. But get a dealer type mechanic working with Italian cars, you're going to get unreliability.
Understood.
A German car will forgive you for it.
Get you, it's a bit more, forgiving. Yeah, that makes sense.
If you're passionate about the car and you want a car with a soul, you need a good preparer, and then you're laughing. You've got best of both worlds.
So as long as they're well maintained, they're fine. They are reliable.
Yeah, they are.
Sense.
But they get a bad name for this.
This is the sort of stuff that's mad.
This is that car on the banners down there with the yellow front.
This is the famous one. Oh, so this is your one? Or is this the one?
It's my clients. It's the first of the two that I raised.
Right. Wow. So if you see them banners over there,
it's that one up there.
Wow.
So it lives with me. This car. It's now fully restored.
So this is a famous one.
This is a famous one.
It's a very famous one.
This guy was so proud of what I did to his car.
Have you signed it? Did you have your sign?
And so he had me put a plaque on the dash. You want to just have a look at that. He tricked Ferrari basically. So he got it. He had to sell it. And he
Oh right, oh dear. Oh dear. And I bet he didn't sell it for a right lot back in the day, compared to what it is now.
Compared with now, no. But so my man bought it, and I've looked at it since, and I've done more with this car than the man has. Honestly, I've done the Beaujolais running it.
Wow.
I've raced it.
Is this fully road legal now?
Yeah.
Ready to go.
It's a multi. Just lift that up for me. It's a multi-concourse winning car this now. So that's what the plaque says. The plaque says it's a championship racer, and it's also been restored. And we are famous for, you see the M15 stencil?
Yeah.
That's painted
Right.
at the factory. But when that arm was rebuilt, it was painted, and we put the stencil back on again, wiped it with thinners to make it look old.
Get you. So that's the attention to detail.
So I think we're art forgers.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah, instead of just printing it.
It's as exactly as the factory built it.
Now there was a crash in one of these recently, wasn't there? 3 crashes. And what, for the people that don't know, what's a car like this go for nowadays? A good one. This is probably more than for some of them.
2 to 3 million.
2 to 3 million.
Yeah.
So a good one's going for 3 million, and someone's crashed. So if that car came to you, they're having a big bill surely to make it like for like. It's a bad crash. But the insurance actually covers stuff like that then?
It was a Ferrari specialist mechanic who crashed the first one.
Oh, wow.
And I realised there was some work to be done from that first video.
Yeah.
And the second one was Lando Norris's car. His mate was driving it in Monaco.
Oh wow.
And he put it backwards into a dry stone wall. Then there was one in Germany in a tunnel. So it's the same reason for all 3 crashes.
Right.
And I needed to speak. We probably do about 15 or 16 F40s here.
Wow. Okay. So you are the F40s.
I believe we are, because
best of the best at F40s. There you
we've
go.
done everything with them.
Yeah, and you've raced them, famous for doing it.
You get to know the little bits and pieces, but there's no traction control, nothing on this.
It's a go-kart. It's the hardest car to drive ever, unless you're a professional.
It's a go-kart.
Yeah.
So you sit in it, and you have to connect yourself to become a component of the car. And if you're not prepared to be a component of the car, those 3 accidents will happen.
Yeah.
It's the same reason.
You switch off, you're going into a wall.
It's like getting on my motorbike that I've just arrived on.
Yeah.
And setting off on cold tyres on a damp day.
Yeah.
What do you expect's going to happen?
You're in trouble. Yeah.
So I used to do what they did as a party trick when we had sponsors' wives in the passenger seat or whatever, and
let you go
just
with it.
light it up, you know.
Yeah.
Or I used to do it on the warm-up lap of a race to warm the rear tyres up. But these guys were not connected; they were not talking to the car.
Get you. They're expecting jumping in and driving like a
bit
golf.
them.
Yeah. Well, it makes complete sense. Yeah.
The issue is that a modern 1,000 brake horsepower Ferrari is designed so that you don't have to connect with it. So we had a bit of a campaign here with my guys and said, you know, you need a little bit of information, and I'll be glad to show you how to make entertainment out of lighting up the back end.
Is it a comfortable car? Is it set up for you still, I'm assuming?
Well, your height. I brought one back from the factory, and the seats are like orthopedic, so once you're in, they were really supported. The noise got on your nerves a bit.
Too loud.
And it's made out of Kevlar, not carbon fibre, so came before carbon fibre, and so the floor panel is just one thin piece of Kevlar. There's no carpet, sand deadening or anything.
The stuff they put in bulletproof vests. Oh wow.
Yeah. There were 6-hour races that I did, and I wasn't competitive. It was, you know, we were invited because they'd 40 races at Le Mans in a different class, obviously.
Get you.
But it was fantastic to do 6-hour races among those cars.
My back would be bloody dropped to bits.
I remember going to Eau Rouge in Spa, and a bloke called Wayne Percy and a Silkwood Jaguar came past me going up Eau Rouge, and you know they have those sort of wheel covers on the rear wheels on those Silkwood Jaguars. Well, one tyre exploded and showered me with purple carbon fibre, and it was stuck in the air intakes, and of course he had to pull it, and I waved as I passed it. But in my air vents was
All these carbon.
All these carbon fibres.
Jesus.
And last year we had a little bit of spring and then it rained all summer, didn't you remember?
Yeah, yeah.
And I got some nice cars. I didn't want to park them outside the rain all day, so I bought a Golf R.
Oh yeah.
And it was something to go down to London with. It was, you know, live in the rain.
Yeah.
It's so fucking boring.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
honestly, it's for sale currently, but
Well, the computer's doing everything for you again.
well, it's the whole concept is boring.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just dull.
Yeah.
And I get niggly about it. So what I did was I bought a Yaris
What is it, GT?
circuit
Oh,
GR.
yeah,
you know.
GR's God.
And I'll tell you what, for a modern car, that is really exciting. That car.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
It's
if
really
you're a
exciting.
proper petrol head, you
should
get
get one of those.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
And what is this?
Well, this is something that you may not have heard of, and perhaps never seen in your life.
Yeah.
This is a Facel Vega HK500.
A Vega is the brand. A Vega.
Facel Vega, French.
Say it
model.
again.
Facial.
Facial.
Facel
Vega sounds like some sort of sex manoeuvre.
We're doing a bit of Googling here, okay? These are some celebrities that have actually owned this car. Now, this car is made by a French company, but it's got a Chrysler V8 engine, so American engine, all right? These are some celebrities. Ringo Starr, Pablo Picasso, Christian Dior, Frank Sinatra, Sterling Moss, and the King of Morocco had one. That's cool, man. You know these cars are cool.
Wow. Is this one of yours? Is this
No, it's a collection car, and
Right.
we're recommissioning it.
I mean, God, it looks bloody spanking new underneath.
It's not bad, is it? Yeah,
Wow.
1962.
God, is this Italian then? French? You said French.
French.
Right. Could French build engines or no?
No.
Oh, right,
No,
so
like most things of that period, Italian car, Bizzarini, De Tomaso and all those kind of American engines.
Is this got
And this has got a 5-litre Chrysler in it.
So it's an American engine in a French car.
Wow, look where the exhaust come out of them.
Oh, brilliant. Look at that. Pea shooters. That's cool, that is. To be fair, it does look quite American, doesn't it? It does look quite American.
The big thing about this,
It's cool.
you've just got to look at the steering wheel and dash.
Yeah. It just looks American.
Because that's art decor, isn't it?
It's cool, is that? Wow.
It really is, isn't it? And
Are these worth a lot or not really?
you know they are. I couldn't believe this.
Go on.
It doesn't drive very well.
Right.
But they're £250,000 these.
Really?
Yeah.
200 odd grand for
Yeah.
that? Jesus. But I mean, I ain't seen one, so it's got to be rare.
Well, it's what it's worth, and
God. So American engines, so they used to design them and then go, we're shit at engines, we'll throw some in.
everybody did it, didn't they, in those days?
Right.
Even Jensen sector had a similar engine in.
The front of this looks like one of the GTOs. Like literally, come to the front of this is crazy. That's a cool looking car, that.
Yeah.
Wow.
More you
Not-
look at it, this is a piece of art.
Oh, absolutely.
This is when cars become art. This is cool. This car doesn't have to drive well.
What's the random bar on the front for? Just in case
It's a badge
you hit
bar.
someone.
No, it's a badge bar. They used to put the
back.
AA on.
I get you, makes sense. Not just to ram children.
No.
God, that's a cool bit of kit. That. So that's a V8. What is it? 5 litre, 6?
A 5 litre with no power. You know. It's only
Yeah.
100 or some more.
Sound alright.
It's probably a similar engine that was in early Corvettes. I would have thought something like that.
It's beautiful. I love the front end of this. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting more like the E-Type, and then them lights are just badass. So it's awful to drive, but
You have to give them. I mean,
oh, it's cool.
I mean, I you know, I've said about Citroen. Citroen have made some really brave decisions on design, haven't they?
Right.
Those DS's and things.
Oh, yeah,
You'd expect
yeah.
Citroen to put the gear lever on the roof or something, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So
Lights.
the French they can do some weird things,
Cool.
you know.
Honestly, it's absolutely.
But it's art. You're looking at this as art, not a motor car.
How old is this now then?
62.
Oh wow, Jesus, yeah. Over 50-year-old then.
Hollywood movie stars in
Yes.
1962 were buying cars like this.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. Wow, I love it.
That's a Magnum car.
Magna PR.
Yeah.
Okay.
The original Magnum PR.
Right.
So it's a 308 GTS.
Look at that inside there. What's story behind this one then? Is this a client, so is this a...
Yeah, just a standard. We've done suspension rebuilt, things, bits and bobs.
Is that because the suspension has just corroded, or...?
Well, it's first time to me,
Right.
and you know, when we say, look, we say everything, but I found some things, and people say, oh, I don't want it doing. If you don't have it done, you'll end up having a lot to do one day,
Yeah,
and that's what's happened here. So,
Oh, really?
but he's, you know, he had his tantrum, and then he said, yeah, go and get on with it then. So we're putting this right now, and it's worth it. It's a real good car.
Is there some garages then that just do half a job basically?
Yeah,
get
and that's why I won't do that.
Get you, because you
Bad
know
for
it's going to come bite you for reputation.
Bad for
yeah?
reputation.
Makes
If you don't
sense.
let me do it properly, I don't want to do it.
Makes sense, it absolutely makes sense, yeah. And is this quite a good purchase at the moment? GTS? Or you can not get hold of these 308s?
I'd like to say yeah, because I love them, you know.
That'd be great.
I mean, I've got one that's been in early on this year that I put the number plates on it at Huddersfield garages when I was 22-year-old.
Really?
And he's the same man still owns the car.
Oh, wow.
And he still comes here.
Brilliant.
So I'm a bit, you can't say anything wrong about 308s. The problem is that I'm over 40
Yeah.
now. So my generation's getting old and it's difficult to drive and get in. So
I get
it's
it.
a bit like the pre and post war cars.
Yeah.
Right. So there's no market for them whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because the old blokes that used to tinker with them and loved them, they're all dead now.
I get you, so it has to mean something to you. There's a bit of nostalgia.
So it's an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
So a 70s car now is going to be owned by a 70-year-old.
Makes sense, right? Okay.
In most cases.
Yeah, which they
So-
might not be able to get in and out of.
Unfortunately, I'm looking. You know, I've already worked the plan out for the future because we've got to up the game as well. So our new classics are 458s and things like that now.
Right, okay, yeah. Right, so the newer stuff basically, like,
But-
yeah, makes sense.
But you know, I mean, I just love these with a passion. Not very fast and
Is this a V8, V6?
yeah, V8 this one.
V8?
Yeah.
Oh
V8.
wow, God, it's fully owned bits then, eh?
Well, we're doing we're doing cam oil seals and tappets and overhauling the cams and things like this. But it's a four cam V8 with 4 DCNF Webers. You can earn so much money on Audis doing 6 what they call services a day.
Yeah, other than...
I just call it an oil and filter, that's all it is.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, of course, yeah.
But yeah, and there's no stress, there's no hassle, and you don't have to think.
Whereas this, you've got to really be switched on.
You have to be a motor engineer to work on things like this. But it's making me really busy, this, because of the 50 years thing.
Yeah.
And the fact that, you know, that companies like mine are run by the sons now, and that ain't the same thing.
No, I'm going to say, you're not going to have passion like you.
So cars are coming here with the most ridiculous faults that well-known specialists can't fix.
But you can.
And the new bloke turns up and says, I've been told I've got to run and see Pogson, you know.
Brilliant.
So,
Well, you've got to bite balls then, haven't you?
well, yeah, but this isn't a fast food shop, you know.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. This
Well-
looks beautiful.
Yeah,
Mister.
yeah, Friday Daytona, yeah.
Oh, this is a Daytona, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a special one because it's a plexiglass one. It hasn't got any headlight pop-ups.
Ah, okay.
So there are only a few made like that.
Right, so literally the front end of this car is very rare.
It's quite one-off, yeah.
Wow, is that a V12?
It's a V12 4-cam, 6 Webers.
This looks
And,
like a great bit of kit.
You know, this is this is proper.
This is proper, Jesus. And I'm assuming this is similar to your race car there, where it won't have any assistance. Sure.
Absolutely.
There's just a
Yeah.
go-kart again, so you're dying
Yeah.
if you're going to drive this fast and you don't know what
Yeah,
you're doing.
and it's a big heavy lump, you know.
Oh,
so,
yeah, it's a beast.
but it's, you know, it's something that, you know, I do all the testing and signing off here, and the guy had to come out with me, but they're quite happy with this because I treat this like an old Italian lady,
Right.
and it's quite fun when, and we've done the odd GoPro with the way I change gear.
Okay.
It's really
Yeah. Delicate. Almost.
delicate, and it's almost like I'm conducting an orchestra.
I love the disgusted face there. Delicate. Like it shouldn't be delicate.
You know, race car, I mean, if you're in a race car, it's boom, boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom.
causeways.
But when you're driving something like this,
you've got to be careful.
you've got to respect the old girl.
Yeah,
And so
absolutely, yeah.
my job is to feel the gears and feel the clutch and
Not destroy it.
I had 3 cars that really meant something during my 50 years as a Ferrari mechanic, right? And so my early 70s in Huddersfield, I worked for a Lancia dealer.
Yeah.
And in the early 70s there was Lancia Flavias and Fulvias.
Yeah.
So I cut my teeth on them before I joined Ferrari.
Yeah.
So the Fulvia HF, the 600 HF, is a really sexy car. And I've had a few over the years. And I want another one because it's like, reminds me of that time.
Are they hard to find?
Yeah, the 1600 perhaps is, and quite a lot of money. But also, I then bought a Mark II Lotus Cortina.
Oh yeah, wow.
So I want one of them in the collection as well.
There's that Lotus near one of my gyms. There's a local specialist and he's got loads of old Lotus down there that you work on.
But
You know,
it's,
finding a good one, innit?
well, I call it, it's actually a Cortina Lotus. It's made at Dagenham, not at Lotus, you know.
Right.
But so it has to be of type.
Yeah.
And then the third one was an RS 3.1 Capri, which again is just holy grail. You're not going to. There are only 250 ever made for homologation
So you can't get
for
one.
racing in Europe, so you're not going to get one of them. And I had one of them,
Oh God, and you let it go.
and I let go.
Yeah.